both on the same page. Do you want to go first, Paul?
Sure. I mean, it's interesting. It's great because it's kind of like it's the limitations of teaching in a way, and the limitations of how you can, to some extent, replicate things you experience in practice, convey them to a point of teaching. I suppose in the worst kind of instances, you kind of have people when you put forward a program or a building, etc. The immediate response is to treat it like a shell, a kind of container, have no kind of response to the character or the construction or anything. So that's a kind of at one end, at one end of the scale in a sense. I suppose there is another one slightly lower than that, which is when someone has not actually been in the interior of a building and they're, you know, to use your word, simulating not only the procedure, if you like, of knowing the building, but actually, you know, simulating what might be in it, as it were. We've both been in situations where we've been presented with that, perhaps with some photographs to accompany, or perhaps not even. So that's at kind of one end of the scale. The other end, though, as you describe it so eloquently, to get your fingers on this, to touch it and feel it and get involved with the fabric of it, I think it's probably really a difficult thing to do. It's what Fred Scott refers to, what we all refer to as, you know, what happens when you strip out a building, when you go and you strip out and you really find what that building's like, sort of below the accretion of years, etc. Buildings that have been hacked around. I've been into buildings, I'm sure you haven't. By the time they've been stripped out, you know, I didn't recognize what I went into in the first place. When all the suspended ceilings and stud work of ages has been pulled out. And I've been in buildings when it's been utterly magical. I think, Jesus, God, is that what it was like underneath all of this rubbish that's been put in for years and years? So I don't think you can kind of replicate it to that degree. I'd be interested to know, because you've been teaching this intensively for a lot longer than I'd be interested to know if you think it can be replicated, or, as you use the word, simulated to such an extent.